The garden, known for it being the birthplace of all, where humans and gods stayed together. Though it wasn't always like that. It used to be a void of light, where alone only two shined through the emptiness of dark. Father and Mother, they were called. Before there was light, he created a symbol, a being of power under him and Mother. Then, when light was created, it allowed them to see a shadow. His existence was called Adrian. They didn't know if he was older than the Creator's arrival in the light, just waiting for something. Adrian and Father talked for a long time, but a being still being, little symbol he was, knew nothing of what they spoke of, and only clung to his mother's dress, though he could tell that Adrian seemed to have no respect for the Creator, as if he saw him as an equal, raising his voice and putting his dirty, filthy, murky hands on his Creator. But Mother had created the garden, making it with her mind and soul. Altera, the first symbol, given a task to keep the newly garden running. So Altera, on Monday, made the sun. Next, the stars. Third, the earth and planets were made. Fourth, the moon was created to cast down a beautiful glow on the earth. Though sadly, the sun and moon never got along. This is why they are never seen together by themselves. And after that, symbols were never allowed to fight in such a manner. Fifth, the creatures that roamed the earth and garden were made. And six, and finally, humanity. I woke up with a jolt. All around me was a garden. Bushes of flowers and trees lined and lingered in the area. Pathways that seemingly went to nothing at all. Wind that blooms through my hair, but not the bushes and trees. Hearing the sounds of birds that seemingly weren't there. I looked about my body, seeing that I was in different clothes, and the tips of my fingers were black, and a golden ring on both my thumbs that seemingly glowed. The clothes over my body were white with golden embroidery on the ends of the robe that clung together around my body. My body felt as if it was broken, torn apart, and poorly sewed back together. I looked around and noticed a girl. Her clothes were almost like mine. Her hair puffed out in curls, and her wide eyes never left me. They were all I could see and make out the most. They were wide, green. I could see everything move within them, like they were an ocean's wave that would never stop. Hello? I gasped in a slight instance. She peeked and quickly disappeared into thin air, looking around everywhere to see where she had run off to. The garden seemed to have a fog around it, like if I walked off and in a direction, I would fall into an endless void where my feet would never feel the ground again. I stood, feeling as if my legs would give out if I took a step any further than where I was, feeling the touch of grass on my toes, and I took the hem of the dress and pulled it up, noticing I had no shoes. So that's why. I then looked around even further. Something felt different from normal. Were I taller than normal? I can't quite remember. I looked up to see that the moon, stars, and the sun were all in the same sky at once. That certainly changed. I breathed in a long gulp of air. Where was I? What was this place? Why was I here? Did I die? Was this plain between heaven and hell of what I was told as a child? The wind around me began to pick up, but still it didn't affect anything around me. The whip of the rope and the hair flew, causing my eyesight to become blurry from the view I had, colors starting to swirl in my view, and I felt my hands coming to cover my eyes. The overwhelming feeling of the wind and the starting of other items flying became all too much for me to take in. I wanted to cry, to scream, anything to get rid of this feeling that was overwhelming my body and mind. Until nothing at all. My knees landed on the floor, but the wind was gone. I didn't feel the grass like I did before. Nothing hitting me from all places. Instead, it only sounded as if a raging wind around me, but nothing. It was all quiet. Nothing at all, but only whispers. Wait, whispers? I looked up only to see people looking at me, all with different emotions, expressions, heights, and shapes. There was the same girl, looking though she was talking with someone out of a cult. His hair slicked back, robes that were much more elegant than the others around him, and behind his head, floating, was a pure halo of light, and 7 eyes floating on each point of the halo. His hair was a light yellow, almost blonde. Yeah, I had to be dead, I thought. Who are you? Can't you tell this is the creator? Don't be stupid. The creator's a man. Look at her robes. All of you silent. And finally all of the voices came to a halt. The man stood from his seat, looking over all the others. He fixed his rose as he moved his chair a bit to walk over, looking down at me. It was with such anger, such rage, but also calmness. How did you get here? Mother wouldn't bring such a gift dressed like you are. He spoke, it laced with calm, but surely it was a demand of my death. Hello everyone. So this is technically a pilot or plot episode, so technically things are likely to change, so don't get too attached to it, I guess. I don't know. But I want your guys' opinion on it and if you liked it or not. If no one ends up commenting on this, I might just leave this because I don't know. But I really, really, really do like this. So if you guys do enjoy this, please tell me because I will so write more. Well, I'm going to write more no matter what, but like, you know me. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bye. Mwah.